entered into a contract with a company called Geogenics, which contract was supposed to take effect in April or May thereof. We subsequently held other council meetings that suspended that particular contract, that issued an investigation committee led by Ian Makoni, who, by the way, never went to Europe. No councillor, old or new, went to Europe for this trip, and also resolved that we were no longer opposing the relief being sought by residents. That is the relief that the contract be terminated. Our resolutions were suspended by a letter from the minister. One letter which suspended the resolution to withdraw our consenting. In other words, to say we could not consent to the application by the residents. Then we received another letter which we discussed latest, which letter then went on to suspend all the resolutions that we had put out. However, the letter came after the report had been concluded by the chairperson of the investigative committee, and that report will be released in due course once we have dealt with the minister's letter. And the other was to suspend all the resolution, in other words, to say that council should fulfill the contract. We held a special council meeting where we resolved inter alia to go and discuss with the minister the issue that, one, what is the way forward with this contract, because we want out and we want our dumpsite back. And also to say, even if you were to give us an order, we do not have the money to pay as council. And also, we had already prioritized our devolution funds, and therefore we could not allow the devolution funds to be used for that purposes. So this morning we held a meeting with the minister, the permanent secretary in the ministry, and the deputy secretary in the president's office, dealing with infrastructure and so forth. And we reiterated that, one, we don't have the money to pay as council. Two, the residents have not agreed that the devolution funds be used for that purposes. And three, we want out. In other words, we want our dump site back. So, we were assured by the meeting that, one, they acknowledge our position that we don't have the money, so we're not going to give them any money. Two, they are not going to touch our devolution funds as had been budgeted and has been promised. And in that meeting, we made it clear that our devolution funds have not been released. We have bought compactors and tipper truck using our own funds in the belief that we will be refunded. That refunding has not occurred. We were promised that it will be done by end of day today, or it could be done as soon as possible. But we indicated that we have already used funds that we budgeted for something else, in the firm belief that those devolution funds would come. So they are already budgeted for other purposes that are to do with service delivery. So we hold firm to our position that we were not party to this contract. the contract has got clauses that penalize. One of the clauses is that whether we bring in waste or not, we are to pay money under a guaranteed minimum. Currently at 550 tons, which is 22,500 per day, increasing to 1,000 tons, which is 40,000, which will come up to $40,000 US per day to pay for waste management for 30 years. Now, that is problematic. First of all, we are the landlord. Where in the world has a landlord ever paid rental on their property? Second, the investment has not been made on the property. There is a JoJo tank and a 6-room cottage that has been built there. Surely we cannot pay that amount per month. And we are not clear as to when the electricity will be generated, and it's for 22 megawatts. That currently is a small-sized solar electricity station, and also that it's going to go on for 30 years. I dare say many of the people who sat in that cabinet, even the people that I had a meeting with, I doubt, inshallah, they have 30 years left in them. So it means the residents will be saddled with this bill on a daily basis for 30 years. The deal is simply waste management, so it therefore does not have trucks for the city, does not have infrastructure for the city. We have been promised that we can get that, but it's not in the agreement. That will be an arrangement, and a separate arrangement with the government. Now, it is not possible for us in all conscience to agree to such a setup. We cannot use council resources. We cannot use our allocation for the devolution funds. And we want our dump site back in the fullness of time. What is holding us at the present moment has been the 2 letters from the minister. And these 2 letters, we are going to deal with them legally, because we now have a dispute, and we will have to go to the courts or to make other appropriate resolutions to deal with the letters by the minister. We feel that the letters are unfair. They are there to gag our investigation committee, and they are there to tie the hands of council in a matter that is supposed to be the preserve of local government. I have held close to 7 town hall meetings. I have spoken to the residents. I have videos of the meetings in Mavuku, in Highfields, in Mount Pleasant, in all the residential suburbs. The instruction from the residents has been clear that they don't want this arrangement, that they don't want this setup. The residents have been clear to us as councillors, they've been clear to me as the mayor, that this arrangement is constructed at the present moment is not a residents' initiative, is not a council initiative, and is not in the best interests of council. If they decide to pay, I want to assure the residents, and I want to make it clear to the residents, that they are not paying council funds, and they are not paying with the funds for the devolution, and that we do not agree to this contract, and we want the dump site back for the residents. The dump site is based in Pomona. It was bought by the residents in 1985 or thereabouts for 12,000 Zim strong dollars as they were then. The current value of that land is over $30 per square meter. It is close to 100 hectares as a piece of land, and it belongs solely to council. So, we have got our ideas on waste management. We understand the challenges that we have faced on waste management. But as you can see from the letters that are coming, as you can see from the interference that is there, you can understand the level at which our hands have been tied to operate as a council. And the solutions that are being provided do not take the council's cause any further or the residents' cause any further. We will not do anything without the residents. We will be guided by what the residents gave us. These are newly elected CCC councillors, and they have a mandate that they were given by the residents. And that mandate by the residents does not include paying this amount of money to that. Coupled with that, we are also in a position where we need to find money for salaries. And I had workers downstairs in the flag room yesterday but one, agitating that if you can pay one company $780,000 per month, surely as council you have the money to pay us in US dollars. We don't have the money. We are getting money in RTGS. So it's not only that we don't want to pay for this contract, but we also have challenges with our employees, and we need to find a solution very fast. And we are going to write to the Minister of Finance, who has found a solution for civil servants by giving them $175 and has left the councils to dry. He created the loss of value of the currency. He finds a solution for the employees that work for him and leave the employees that work for other employers without a solution. So we have those challenges, and we have raised, if you look at our resolution, it was talking about salaries. We raised those issues. It's unconscionable, immoral to create a problem for other employers. Then you find a solution for your own set of employees, and you tie our hands. Councils are being arrested for charging in US. Yet it is the problem that has been created. We can't move. Our suppliers want US. Our employees want US. So we are stuck. So we raised all these issues. But I just want to emphasize that this is the position of council. We have not climbed down on the Pomona Deal. We want our dump site back. We do not have the money. Even if we were to be forced to pay, we will not allow council funds to be utilized for a purpose that is not with the residents, nor will we allow devolution funds to be used for a priority that is not determined by the council and the residents. Thank you. Don't know if there are questions, or that was clear.